Urban Outdoor Adventures, teaching anglers and outdoor enthusiasts when, where, and how. This week on Urban Outdoor Adventures, Shaun and former Miss Alaska USA, Aleah Scheick, head to Lower Buckhorn Lake for midsummer muskie. Lower Buckhorn Lake can be found in southern Ontario, situated between Upper Buckhorn Lake and Lovesick Lake on the Kawartha chain of lakes. The pair booked into Beachwood Resort, nestled in Deer Bay on the lake's south side. Lower Buckhorn Lake is only 1.5 hours from Toronto, 2 hours from Kingston, and a mere 20 minutes from Peterborough. Convenient aspects of the Kawartha Lakes are the numerous locks scattered throughout the system. These aqua elevators allow anglers and pleasure boaters easy access to and from one beautiful body of water to another. Various rental accommodations can be found scattered around the shores of the lake. However, Shaun chose this particular resort as it offers a variety of amenities for anglers and families alike, including a convenient boat launch, docking, rental boats, supervised water skiing and tubing activities, and swimming pool. Fishing licenses for both residents and non-residents are available from the main lodge. A unique aspect of this resort is that it offers both fully equipped self-catering cottages as well as rooms in the main lodge. Accommodations are very comfortable. You will also find a fully licensed restaurant where the meals and service are quite simply first class. The owners of the resort, the Morgan family, will do everything to make your stay an enjoyable and memorable one. This week's target species are muskie. Other popular sport fish species available are walleye, small and largemouth bass, carp, perch, and other panfish. For more information on subjects featured in today's show, log on to our website.
That was a sissy throw.
You can always go into the beauty pageant business.
Nah, I'll be an HBBQ by November 5th.
Is that what they call it, an HBBQ?
That's what us girls call it, a has-been beauty queen. Be a has-been.
Was that your strategy there?
To hit the
Jump
rock?
it off the rock?
No.
Make it look like a frog or something? There we go, Aleah. Right off that rock pile there.
Am
I think it's very big.
I'm stuck on something.
Oh, you're stuck on a rock. We got Aleah snagged up on the rock here, and I got a muskie on down here. Let's see if we can get a look at him. Oh, there he is. Woohoo! I'm gonna get this fish in, Aleah, and I'll come and unhook you. There you go. Grab my pliers here. He's off. With my lure. Oh my God, look at that. Look at that. Open the split ring, or the snap, right up on this thing. Wasn't a very big fish, but somehow he managed to open that up and take off with my jerkbait. I'm gonna tie another one on. Just want to touch on the fact that that fish got away there. I don't know how it happened. Somehow this snap opened. These things are like a Chinese puzzle, so I have no idea how the thing came open. Initially, I was a little annoyed that I lost my jerkbait there. But bottom line is, I'm now feeling a little bit guilty for the fish. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about it. The fish wasn't hooked too deeply. I'm hoping he's going to lose that lure. If he can shake that lure off, then he'll be fine. But as you can see, we're using heavy, stiff steel leaders here. Got a heavy snap here that attaches to the bait. And as I say, I really don't know how it happened, but use a leader regardless. And just hope they don't open the snap on you. Are you still hung up?
Yeah? It's coming. Wait, I got it.
There you go, you got it. We're fishing some classic structure for the Kawartha Lakes here. We've got a rock island here, small island, with with a point coming out and jagged rocks on the end here. Drops down to about 12 feet where we are right now, and you've got a weed flat that leads up onto these rocks. We've got a deep channel out in the middle here, drops down to about 50 feet out there. Gives those fish the security to come up here and feed, and then the ability to drop down into that deeper water there. If you find areas like this anywhere up in the Kawathas, generally you're going to find muskie. I've tied on this bucktail here. What I found, we've got a little bit deeper water here, really nice, fresh, crisp weeds. There's no algae on them. Problem is they're coming right up to the surface. The gliding jerkbait that I was using was getting caught up. Once you get weed around those gliding baits like that, you tend to lose all action. So what I've done is I've tied on good old bucktail here, and that's enabling me to work through and across the tops of those weeds there. As I said, we've got the islands up here that we were fishing. We've drifted out. We found a really nice patch of weeds here. When you get into an area like this, where the weeds are right up to the surface and catching your bait, tie on a bucktail. Give that a try. Look at this, Aleah. I think my bait's bigger than this bass here.
I think my weed's bigger than that bass.
Look at this. Look at that. It's exactly the same length as my lure. This goes to show you, you can never throw a bait that's too big. There you go, Dave. Perfect spot, right by the rental boats.
Thank you.
Get a screw in there. Courtesy of Muskies Canada, great organization in Canada that deal with a lot of preservation and education on the species of muskie. We have this sign here that they've donated to Dave at the resort. We've got the 4 primary species of muskie on here so you can identify them. It also tells you how to distinguish between a pike and a muskie. And most importantly here, we have the legal limit on the lake. A lot of these guys, you see them coming in with little 20-inch fish, 24-inch fish, and it's not, I don't think, a vindictive move on their behalf just to get a meal in the frying pan. I think it's primarily the fact that they simply don't know the rules and regulations. Do you run into that quite a bit?
Not very often, but it's basically, it's just that they don't understand what the regulations are, they do not read it. So with having this by the boats before they get in will definitely ensure that we won't have that problem probably anymore.
So thanks to Muskies Canada, great organization, people are getting educated on the species, and above all, make sure you know what your legal limits are when you're going out for muskie. We've been pounding the water pretty heavy here this morning, and been throwing gliding jerk baits, crank baits, and weren't really seeing a lot of action going on. So what we've done is we've gone back and resorted to the good old bucktails. I got a black here with a chartreuse blade, chartreuse and fire tiger I should say. I got Aleah throwing a fire tiger bucktail there with the same blade. What this is allowing us to do is to cover a lot of water very quickly. Now normally a summer pattern is to fish these baits really fast, under the surface, burning them, especially early in the morning, making a bow wake in the water there. But what we're doing, based on the cold front conditions that we're faced, is we're actually slowing our presentations down a bit. Instead of the usual high-speed retrieve I would be doing like this, we're sort of slowing it down, varying the speed, just keeping that bucktail just above the weeds there. Yeah, I think I got one here, Aleah.
I think so.
Oh yeah, he's pulling pretty good. Good swirl. Those bucktails, I'll tell you what, it's cold front situation here right now. This is a nice fish. I'm gonna need you to get my cradle. It's a very nice fish. In that thing on the side there's a cradle. If you can just open that up. See the black mesh thing there?
Yep.
So you can get that. This fish is probably 40 inches long here. Cold front conditions. We're using slightly smaller than normal spinner bucktails here. I can't even talk, I'm so excited here. This
is a good one.
Yeah, he's a nice fish.
You want me to put this in?
And, oh, hang on. You can just, actually, if I hold that, just move that other rod down to the back there for me. And I don't want him to go around the trolling motor here. We're just
That's
slowing
probably
down.
the fish I had.
Yeah, we're just slowing down our presentations here. And I've got Aleah throwing a slightly smaller bucktail. Typical, there he is, look at that. Oh yeah. Just trying to keep us off these rocks here. I don't know how well, he's not very well hooked. He's only got one hook in the top lip there. So I'm just gonna play him nice and slowly so I don't pull that out. And we're just gonna pull away from these rocks here a little bit. So what I'll do, Aleah, is I'll get you to come in here. That's a nice fish. I'll get you to hold the cradle. Oh, I don't want him to get off. Okay, so you hold the end. This is a nice musky. Okay, you're gonna need to go over the edge a little bit if you can. Can you reach over there?
As long as I go
Okay, I'm gonna bring him right in. Okay, then close it up. We got him. Oh, no, don't lift it up. We'll leave him in the water here. And, hey. All right.
I'm still saying that was my fish that I had.
It's been a lot of work, but as you can see, a little patience pays off, right?
Yep.
Okay. The hooks actually come right out of this fish already. I'm gonna be careful here because they tend to thrash around a little bit when you're unhooking them. I'm gonna get this hook out of this net here, Aleah, because he's thrashing around. Oh, and first of all, I don't want him to get the hook into me. And second of all, I don't want him to get the hook into his face there again. There we go. I can always get another cradle, right? So I would like a picture of this fish. Would you mind if I get the camera, taking a shot of me holding this guy?
Yeah.
All right.
I have one too, so.
Okay.
CPR. Brought to you by Nikon Digital Cameras.
Okay, you ready?
There
Okay.
we go. Finally a muskie.
Okay, let's get him back in the water here, Aleah. I can't stress enough, I say it in every muskie show that we do, it's so important that you put these guys back. They're a valuable resource. So important that you let these big guys go. It's hard to believe when we were fighting that fish that it was sunny, and now these clouds have rolled back in again. All right, your turn next, my friend.
Yes.
Your turn next.
I still say that one was mine.
It could have been.
It's time now for the Angler's View, brought to you by Pure Energy Rechargeable Batteries. Shaun's 40-inch muskie hit a bucktail cast down the side of an island. Let's dissect some of the factors involved here. Water depths on the side of the island were between 5 and 7 feet. The left side of the island led up onto a large weed flat. The right side dropped off steeply into 19 to 22 feet. A weed line ran along the edge of the island stemming from the weed flat, tapering off toward the deeper water on the right side of the island. Midway down the weed line, Shaun observed a small alcove that displayed sparser weeds and scattered boulders. Here, the weeds parted slightly, forming two secondary weed edges. The strike zone in this scenario was the opening in the small alcove. The sparser weeds and scattered boulders offered a perfect feeding area for smaller predators. The aggressive muskie was sitting in ambush, tucked in tight to the weeds in the right side of the opening. Shaun cast parallel to the structure, placing his black bucktail as close to the island as possible. Use your polarized glasses to locate structure. It could pay dividends. When fishing cold front conditions, be patient and stay positive. Slow down your presentations, vary lure size and your retrieval speeds. Cover areas methodically as muskie become lethargic during cold fronts. Aleah actually hooked into 3 muskie on this trip, but unfortunately did not land one. Simply hooking into a muskie can be enough to keep you going. Try packing ultra-light gear when going on a muskie trip. Pan fishing can make a relaxing break from throwing heavy muskie tackle. For more information on subjects featured in today's show, log on to our website.
The beautiful thing about the Kawartha Lakes is they're all joined by lock systems here. We're fishing on Lower Buckhorn here this morning. The fishing's been a bit scratchy, not too productive. So I've actually got a couple of spots on Lovesick Lake below us here. So we're going to head through the lock and check out some of the spots I've got down there just to see if the action's a little better. So when you pull up to the lock, slow way down, make sure you have your ropes and your bumpers ready. We've got a blue line on one side. That's where you tie up to signal to the lock master that you're going to be going through. If you tie up on the other side, just means you're stopping for a few minutes. Put 2 lines around the slider wires that go in the lock. And as you can see, here we are in another lake. We're on Lovesick Lake right now. We were on Lower Buckhorn before, and we're gonna go get some muskie. You gonna get that big one?
I'm getting him.
All right.
Yeah,
Oh, there we go. Little rock bass. What we've done, we've taken a little break from the muskie fishing. Can pay a bit of a toll on you as far as aching bones, eh? And what we'll often do is carry a couple of 7-foot ultralight rods like this, spooled up with 4-pound tests, some little tube jigs and tube heads, and just take a little break during the day. Come in, it's nice fish from shore here. Got some weeds here right by the lock, just loaded with crappie and smallmouth and those rock bass there that we keep getting, eh? There we go.
And we cast it in the same spot.
Just a little guy.
Do
That
you
black
want
bucktail again, eh, Aleah?
Yes.
Look at him jumping.
Where'd you put the mesh thing at? Back
Oh, I
in
don't
here?
need that. You know what? He's just a little guy. I'm just going to probably hand land this guy. He's just hooked in the corner of the mouth there. Yeah, let's just grab the hook out here. There we go. Oh, little guy.
Yeah. Look at, he's been right there.
Little healthy little guys, though. They tend to jump a lot, these little fellows. Makes it quite a... Oh, I see what you're talking about now. On the
see?
nose? Look at the nose on this guy here. He's obviously had a run-in with something in his life. Seems to have healed up. But his complete top of his mouth is missing.
Kiss.
Oh, give him a kiss. All right, let's get him back in the water. That bucktail again, eh? There he goes. Yeah. There he goes. All right. Okay, let's get one on that yellow bucktail now, okay?
Yeah, we cast it in the same spot, you hog.
So when you're, when Miss Alaska is not being Miss Alaska, what are you doing with yourself, Aleah?
Well, usually busy studying at the University of Alaska Anchorage. I'm a major in telecommunications and film, so I usually during hockey season am shooting, editing, writing my own scripts for my own hockey show that I host.
What's that? Where does that air?
What's that?
Where does that air?
It airs statewide, and it's for the WCHA.
Oh, cool.
So I can shoot hockey. Let me see this for a second.
We got a new cameraman, guys.
What does Shaun do when he's not fishing?
As little as possible, but we're generally out in the lake pretty much. There's a fish right there. Oh, yeah, I think it's a bass though. I don't think it's a muskie. It's a nice
fishing isn't a job.
It's a nice bass. Oh, look at the size of this largemouth here. On a bucktail, fishing for muskie, and he's got both hooks in him, so I'm gonna have to be careful here. Look at that, guys. Look at that's a nice largemouth. I'm just gonna see if I can get these hooks out here. Okay. One there, and this one should just pop right out. There we go. Look at that. Nice largemouth bass fishing for muskie. Any more questions? This is what we do for a living.
That sums it up.
Let's get him back. Let's go through some of the equipment and lures that we used on this trip. Inline bucktails were by far the most productive bait, black being the primary color. Other colors that work well are chartreuse and fire tiger, in both the double hook and single hook models. Experiment with different blade sizes with your inline spinners. Try using a larger blade for a slow retrieve. Manta gliding jerkbaits are also a productive bait on this trip, and always use a solid titanium leader when using gliding jerkbaits. You're going to need a heavy action musky rod in either a spinning or bait casting style, teamed up with a good quality bait casting or spinning reel that has a good line capacity and a good drag system. Line choices should be 50 to 80 pound braid. I prefer monofilament. I like the stretch in the line. If you're fishing bucktails, I suggest using a stainless steel or titanium leader to help cut through those weeds. Don't be afraid to experiment with your retrieve. Slow down, downsize your baits, especially when fishing a cold front. Well, everyone, unfortunately, that's all we have time for this week. We've had somewhat of a trying day up here, haven't we?
Yeah.
We've had very extreme weather. We've had clouds coming in and out all day. As you can see, it's pretty much an open sky right now. We've had a serious cold front conditions. It's actually got quite warm this evening. And unfortunately, we didn't get a muskie in the boat for you. They say it's the fish of 10,000 casts. I think you've made about 4,000 of those so far, so maybe next time.
No luck, just bites.
Yeah.
I guess I'll have to go back to the 5-inch heels, the gowns, and the crowns.
That's right. I want to thank Jeff King at the Pickering Canadian Tire. We actually had some trailer problems on the way up here, and we had to get him fixed in a hurry. He was an amazing help, got us on the road. If it wasn't for him, we probably wouldn't have been filming the show today. So thanks, Jeff, and thanks to Aleah for coming on the show. You've been a great sport, I tell you.
I had fun.
You're hardcore.
That's right.
This girl's been casting all day, and it's been a lot of fun. Sorry we didn't get a fish in the boat.
It happens.
That's musky fishing. My name's Shaun Rickard. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week for yet another urban outdoor adventure. Okay, I've got to get out of pissed off, lost my lure mode into happy host mode now. Okay.